Jason Smith. If somebody spits out the clear cognition, aren't they ever suspicious that person has been on the internet or otherwise getting confidential info? Or is it just always considered legit? Will they test or interrogate you, or do they just let you attest to the state of clear if you say the right words? As cynical as I am, I might be thinking this guy is a spy, or he cheated, went on the internet, and just wants to take the quick, easy, and cheap way to clear. Then again, true believers would have to believe you'd get pneumonia if you read confidential material before you are ready. Isn't that right? Did I answer my own question? They figure if you aren't dead or stricken with pneumonia, then surely you came up with cognition on your own, all your motives are pure, and you couldn't have cheated. Thanks for the question, Jason. I'm glad you brought this whole thing up about the pneumonia thing. As I just mentioned in the last question that I answered, the pneumonia thing is specifically connected with OT3, not clear, or any other confidential information in Scientology. It is very specific. So no, nobody's worried about, clears getting pneumonia and dying all of a sudden because they expose themselves to confidential data about clear on the internet, right? If you go exposing yourself to the OT3 stuff, that's where you're supposed to run into trouble. So no, that's not the reasoning on this. The clear cognition is, first off, in Scientology, the word cognition means a sudden realization about something. A new level of understanding has been reached in some area or sector or part of your life. You go, oh, wow, I didn't know that before, kind of thing. That's a cognition. It's something that you didn't know before, is the point. So a clear cognition is the specific cognition, the specific aha moment you're supposed to have when you achieve the state of clear. It's not something that you knew before. So it's supposed to be something that just happens to you. So that all being said, you go in and you get your auditing, and at some point along in your auditing, pretty high up, and it's supposed to be on Dianetics auditing, you will say something like, oh, I've been the one mocking up my own reactive mind, right? Or something like this, right? I'm not quoting the exact clear cognition. I didn't even look it up. This is just the concept I have of what I remember of it. And it's this idea that you're the one who's creating this horrible, stressor called the reactive mind that has been impeding your existence for all these many years. And once you have that realization or that cognition, and you say it like that, the auditor and the case supervisor are supposed to recognize, he said these words. Now what happens is they don't march you over to the examiner and have you attest to clear. What happens is you now have to go get a special service called the Clear Certainty Rundown. And that is sold in a 5-hour block of audit. It's supposed to be a fairly short action, and it's supposed to verify and or rehabilitate the state of clear. Because, for example, you could have gone clear in your last lifetime, right? If you were of age, right, where you had a body after 1950, then, you could have in your last life gone clear and then died and, kind of got another body and sort of forgot about it for a while. And then Scientology appears in your life and ta-da! Oh, yes, I was clear last lifetime, right? So the Clear Certainty Rundown would also be given there in order to rehabilitate that state of clear. All right, so the Clear Certainty Rundown has, as one of its first steps, you get a little sec check, a security check, a confessional, as they call it in Scientology, not like a Catholic confessional, but they're going to interrogate you on the e-meter as to whether you've been on the internet, been looking at confidential information, right? They're going to ask direct questions about that to make sure that you are not just faking it. And then once that process is done and they're satisfied that you haven't been on the internet and that's not where you got the data from, then they will do these other steps to test and verify that you actually are clear. And if you're not, you get sent back down for more auditing. And if you are, they go, way, and you get to go attest to being clear. And now you get a clear bracelet and your life is supposed to be wonderful and you no longer have this awful, horrible reactive mind. And that's the deal with that. So hope that fully answers the question, Jason. Thanks for asking.